Well, hello there, gang. Welcome to the 30. This is your host, Patrick. It is another week. That means we are featuring another dynamic guest. Uh, if this is your first time watching us on the 30, I want to thank you. For those that are continuous and ongoing watchers or viewers, I should say, thank you so much for being here on this week. The 30 is brought to you by the Jackman Group LLC. We are a training and development company, and I want to thank you for being here. Join the conversation. If you have any comments or questions, make sure that you put them in the comments box, and we will bring them up before our guests. And we have I am telling you, as we continue our Black History celebration, we have another guest where we'll be talking about it's all about the journey, not the destination, but the journey. If you missed last week, I am telling you, last week was a fantastic week where we had our guest, and he went way back from Queens to where he is now, and our guest is going to take us back from where she started and to where she is now. If you haven't seen any of our previous broadcasts, go over to YouTube under the Jackman Group LLC. We are streaming live to YouTube. We're also streaming to Facebook as well as LinkedIn. So we are looking forward to another fantastic show. You can make it even better by making sure that you drop some comments and some questions for our guests. So before we bring our guests on, let's go ahead and get this started, and we'll be right back. So we like to say, let's go, let's get it going. Tonight, as we continue our celebration of Black History Month, I welcome to the 30 Nakia Vargas, and she is the owner and operator of Vargas Financial. Nakia, welcome to the 30.
Hi, thanks for having me. Super excited.
All right. I'm super excited to have you because I want to hear about your journey. And then we're also going to talk about the new program that you are kicking off starting in March. So tell our viewers who you are and what you do.
As you mentioned, my name is Nakia Vargas, and I am the owner operator of Vargas Financial Services. I started my company back in 2016. Born and raised Rochester, New York, from a single parent family. And, kind of growing up in that atmosphere, you kind of realize what you don't want to live like.
Hmm.
So, I took my passion and my knowledge and I turned myself into a CEO. So, that's more of the gist of who I am.
All right. All right. So you said that you didn't want to live a certain way, but you knew how you wanted to live. So what were the steps and what was the motivation behind you starting your own company and becoming CEO of the company?
So my mom, strong black woman. I was raised by a strong black woman. My mom, Antoinette, I love her dearly. But she was a single parent, and that's hard. It was six of us. So
Hmm.
she was raising six of us by herself. So I watched some of the things she struggled with, and she was very educated, but she um in how to do her skill set. So she was a nurse. So she was a great nurse. But in the financial area and things like that, she didn't have the education that I have at this point. So me watching my mom struggle a little bit more than she had to, and then just going through different periods in my lifetime, I kind of set my mind at a young age that I was going to learn all that I could learn about finance and make sure that I did not end up in the same situation as my mom, where she had to work for someone else and then, at the mercy of, them. So I knew I didn't want to live like that. No, I didn't want to work for someone for the rest of my life. So I just kind of pushed forward with education. I mean, doing the best I could in high school, graduating third in my class, and then going on to RIT, graduating there, and working enough to where I could build the stability to be a CEO, because people think, oh, you just start a business and it takes off.
Hmm.
A lot of times you have to have a little cushion there to even start your own business. It takes some, funding of your own to start your business. So, I just did what I had to do and learned as much as I could learn so I can build my company.
Cool. Would you consider or say when we talk about people do things or entrepreneurs or small business owners, there's a why. Would you say what is your why?
My why more was to build that generational wealth that I know wasn't passed down to me, and to be able to pass that down to my children. So one of two things I always knew. I always knew I never wanted to work for anyone else, and then I always knew I wanted to be a mother.
Hmm.
But with being a parent, comes a good amount of responsibility, and that part of that responsibility is ensuring their future. So I knew that I had a responsibility as a mom, to ensure that my children had a decent future, and that includes building generational wealth. So that was the biggest part of motivation of me building this company.
Awesome. Great. And so you started back in, is it 2016? Is that?
Yes, so I started my company officially in 2016, under a DBA, but I've been doing taxes since I was 18. I went to educate Edison Tech, which was a vocational school back when I went there. And, I took the business track, finance track. So I knew how to do taxes from the time I was 18. So I had been
Wow.
doing taxes since a teenager. And then I just kind of like, I took a liking to coaching people with the different information I had learned over the years. So teaching them how to budget, teaching them how to save, what it even meant to save and budget, what it even meant to have financial goals, and how your life setup influences your financial goals. And you come to realize when you're in that arena that a lot of people don't have that knowledge.
Right.
So it kind of, it gets your motors tinkering. It's like, okay, so how do I impact the world, but then give them what I know? Vargas Financial Services. I'm able to teach them. I'm able to serve. And my biggest thing with my business is, if I can teach you, I'd rather teach you than do it for you.
Okay.
So if I could teach you how to do your taxes, you'll know how to do your taxes forever. And then you'll be able to teach your kids how to do your taxes. Yes, I want the income. Yes, it's good to be able to have that money. But if I can teach you, then you'll tell a number of individuals that she knows her stuff, but she also taught me what she knows. So that will build my business just in itself. So my biggest thing was being able to build a financial platform that will allow me to teach you how to fish, per se.
Okay. Good. Good. So let's talk about now Vargas Financial. What are some of the services that you offer?
So I do small business consult. So I meet with a lot of small business owners who, they do hair in their kitchen, or they, sell dinners here or there, or they sell baked goods, or they do decorations for parties, but they're not doing it on a scale that's not knowledgeable, as well as profitable, to where they can receive funding from investors and things like that. So they have the money coming in, they're getting clientele, but they have no record to show for it,
Mm.
or they don't have the licensing for it. So basically, small business owners that looking to become legit and investable, if that makes sense.
Sure. Sure.
And then I do tax preparation for individuals and small businesses. I do financial coaching. So I meet with women, men, whoever, on a one-on-one basis monthly, and we go over their budget. We do our plan of action on how to tackle any deficits or how to invest any surpluses, but I also work with businesses doing their bookkeeping. So small businesses like myself, who don't have enough to hire a CPA, but still need the knowledge of a CPA. That's myself, but
Mhm.
at a lower, affordable rate. So I do basically everything. I end up doing everything for my clients. They're like, you know about this? And I'm like, yeah, we can get you some contracts. We can get you this. So I just work with people one on one to make sure their business flourish, and then
Good.
educating them at the same time.
Awesome. Let's look at a couple of. Looks like if you have maybe a friend or client. Hi, Mrs. Vargas. Happy to see you.
Yes,
Miss
that is my
Caroline.
Caroline is actually my bestest sister friend, and she actually is working alongside of me. She is a life coach and she's an organizational manager. Her
Okay.
company is Carolyn Corp, and she works alongside with me to basically facilitate the Young CEO program that I have coming up.
Very
So
good. Very good. So you ladies are doing it up, huh?
yeah, teamwork make the dream work. I promise you.
That's right. That's right. So let's look at your clientele. Who would you say is your right fit client?
So my right fit client is anyone looking to increase their knowledge, but also increase their business. So
Hmm.
I want to teach you, but I also want to be able to help if that's what you need. So I have self-employed. Is my main client is a self-employed individual.
Okay.
So they come to me looking for direction, looking for um, um, help, training, things of that nature to make their business stable and viable. But my passion lies in teaching.
Hmm.
So I really like to teach individuals what I know, because I feel like knowledge is power, and knowledge will get you way further than me doing something for you. So at this point, I've kind of shifted my business into working out of passion, and that's teaching individuals about wealth and generational wealth, and how to become a CEO, how to run that business to where you can grow it and create, opportunities for your community. So now I'm looking into people who want to basically become entrepreneurs.
Oh, good. Good, good, good. Speaking about entrepreneurs, so sometimes people want to ask me, well, how did you get started? What do you need to do? And I tell them two things. When you get started, you need a team, and your
Hmm.
team should consist of one of two here. Well, both of them. You need an accountant or someone to do your
Hmm.
books, keep you out of trouble with the IRS.
Yes.
And two, you need an attorney to keep you out of jail.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? So I'm glad that you're doing one of them is to really help the community and help yourself, but more importantly, serve others in a small business
Hmm.
capacity. So that's great. What are some of the biggest or big things that you think small businesses or entrepreneurs should know from a financial standpoint?
Um, Good record keeping is key. If you can't show how your money's coming in or going out, you can't justify funding, you can't justify loans, you can't justify a lender being able to give you a credit line. Um, Having things in order that way, it opens your world up to so many opportunities. New York State will not give you a contract without having financial statements.
Hmm.
A bank will not allow you to qualify for a loan without good bookkeeping. They want to see your profit and loss, and some people don't know what a profit and loss statement is, what it should look
Hmm.
like. They just know that they make sales and they spend money. And the biggest thing that creditors, investors want to see is that year after year, you are stable, and you only can show that through your bookkeeping. So I think that is the biggest thing, is making sure you're keeping track of how you're getting money, how much money you're getting, and what you're spending, your costs, your revenue. Those are big things for any kind of expansion.
Yeah. Yeah, because so when you say financial statement, some people will say, "What?"
Yeah, they don't. They're like, I get so many people that come to me with a folder full of receipts, and a Cash App statement or a PayPal statement, and say, I need to make this into a profit and loss statement. They won't allow me to get this loan, or they won't allow me to get this grant without showing them my profit and loss. And it kind of gets to a Hail Mary situation, and it becomes the deciding factor of whether they get the funding they need to grow their dream.
Hmm.
So it's really important for me to be able to assist in that way.
Great. Let's bring someone else here. Alfreda Jackson says, "Yes, ma'am. Knowledge is power. Absolutely." And I'm sure you fall into that category, right? The more that we know from a knowledge standpoint, the better that we are.
Yes.
So, what are some of the things you think not just businesses but individuals should know about financial planning, Nakia?
Okay, so the biggest thing is people need to understand that financial planning is not all investing stocks, bonds, 401ks, mutual funds. When people think of financial planning, they think about just investing their money into things that's going to build in the future. But financial planning starts with your financial goals. Sitting down and determining what's your goals for your finances. Are you trying to pay down debt? Are you trying to create a saving? Are you trying to, just have an emergency fund? Are you trying to buy a home, expand? That is the, first basis of financial planning. What are you even doing? What is your dreams and goals as far as finances is concerned? And people don't start there. They start with, well, let me invest. What are you investing for? What is that investment going to get for you? So I think they first have to start and see how, not even just where the money is going to take them, but how their life aligns with that financial goal.
That's good.
What type of work do you have to do? What type of work will it take? How many hours a week you're going to have to work to get that? What kind of taxes you're going to have to pay for that type of money? There's so much more before you get to the actual investing part. And people see financial planning and they think, well, how am I going to grow my money? But you got to first know what it means and what your plans are for that money, because there's so many steps before you get to that point that I want to educate people on. Creating that budget, keeping that budget, knowing what increasing your funds means for your tax situation. A lot of people want to make $100,000, but doesn't know it's going to take them $22,000 to keep that, to make that $100,000 in taxes, So those are the things that, I like to inform people on when they're planning for their finances, when they're planning for their businesses. What is that money going to cost you? What are your goals for that money? And, what are these financial goals, where they're going to take you, in the future, and what it's going to mean for you.
So what you're saying is important then for individuals and business owners and entrepreneurs to sit down and set goals.
Yes.
Before anything.
Setting. Yep. You're going to set those goals. And then, so I like to say, we make our money work for us. We don't work for the money.
I like that.
So there's, and another one is like, I work smarter, not harder. So how are we going to attain these goals and make this money work for us and not make it to where we're slaving to make money? Because the goal is not to obtain wealth. It's to be able to be prosperous in any situation we are in. And prosperity is not just equated to finances.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't understand that. So I often seek to create a balance between prosperity, not just wealth, but prosperity and reaching your financial goals. So when I say prosperity, I mean, okay, you want to obtain $50,000, but is it going to take you 60 hours a week, losing your rest, losing your peace? Those things don't make you prosperous. You may be wealthy, but then you're lacking in other areas. And then, you, at the end of the day, it doesn't work out fully. So, people, I guess what I'm saying is I like to mesh the spiritual and the financial together to build a prosperous life. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. The complete person, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Pam, my friend Pam in Atlanta says, shout out to Pam. Know your why.
Yes.
There you go.
Know your why. So that's what I try to do. I try to link the why and make it work for them.
Good. What, but now you and I had a conversation earlier today, and we were talking about insurances. As far as building a financial nest off of insurance. And I shared with you where I've heard some people say, well, I'm working, so I have life insurance.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is when they leave that job,
it's gone.
What happens? It's gone.
Yes, it's gone.
So talk to me about life insurance.
And the life insurance that you get through your job is only a portion of your salary. So they'll either do 3 times worth your salary or 2 times worth your salary, which may not be amount that's necessary to make sure that you're properly taken care of at that point. So, and as we were speaking about, people don't realize that you were saying that people leave debt to their family when they pass on.
Yep.
And people don't realize it costs as little as $50 to have a $500,000 life insurance plan, which will eliminate leaving debt to your family when you pass away, as well as clear any debt you may have, and then leave them with a nest egg to build some financial stability. But people don't know that $50 a month can achieve that. So it's important for me to get that education out there, because when I die, my kids they won't owe anything in my name. And it's only costing me $50 a month. And I spend that in getting my nails and feet done. You see what I'm saying? So it's a small sacrifice for that stability for my family.
So you're saying $600 a year
Mm-hmm.
in order to have the financial stability where your family don't have to borrow money or
Nope.
just to make sure that they bury you or
Yep.
beg or have a
Fall out with family members.
right, yeah, $600. That's
Yep.
not too bad, and that's a
No.
$500,000 insurance policy.
Yep.
Okay,
And it covers my children if something happened to them.
that's pretty neat. That's pretty
Yeah.
neat. So let's do this. I'm going to take a 30-second break. We're going to come back, and I want you to give out your information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to talk about this new project that you're working on, because I'm excited about this new project.
Yes.
Okay, so hold tight. All right, welcome back to the 30. We are talking to Nakia Vargas of Vargas Financial. She is the owner and operator of that firm. And we were talking about insurances. And I want you to make sure that you give people your information, or viewers, so that if they need to get a hold of you, that they can. So if you want to go ahead and do that now, or if you want to drop it in the comments, that's fine. But let's at least let our viewers know, if they want to contact you, how do they do that?
So I am located in Rochester, New York, in the Greece area. I do have an office there at 1401 Stone Road. I also am Vargas Financial on Instagram. I am at VFS Making More Possible on Facebook, and I can be reached or contacted on www.vargasfinancialservices.com.
Awesome, awesome. Now you have that tagline. I love that.
Making more possible.
Making more possible. Where did that come from, and what is that all about?
It's just me, meeting up with people and giving them a new perspective on something that they thought was impossible. I started to notice that a lot of my clients was like, "Oh, I didn't even realize that." And then it just dawned on me, I'm helping people make more possible. I'm helping them be able to stretch dollars and giving them information to make more possible for their lifestyle.
Love that.
So
That's
it just stuck.
fantastic. Now we have a question here from Retha. Hey, Retha, it says, what's the difference between whole life and term life insurance? There we go. That's a good one.
Okay, so whole life insurance covers the whole term of your life. It allows you to invest money that is you have cash value in a whole life. A term life is only for a set amount of years. So you can get a 20-year, a 10-year, but it does not build cash value, but it is significantly cheaper than whole life insurance. So it depends on what your budget is. But term life does renew, but what you pay in the lower rate, you don't get back in the cash value like you would for whole life.
Okay. So term life is only for a period of time. I mean, that's done, right?
Yep.
So you may be alive and sign up for term life, and they get your money and you have nothing.
So you do 20 years. If you're alive for 20 years and nothing happens to you, they get your money. So with a whole life, but a term life, you can pay maybe $100, right? So you'll pay $100 a month with a term life. That same coverage with a whole life, you'll be paying maybe $200, $250, but it's building a small amount of cash value.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I was reading about another type of insurance, and I can't remember what the exact name. is it death insurance or is it final insurance?
They have insurance where you can just buy, pay on a policy just to bury you. It's called burial insurance.
Okay, burial insurance.
Just
Okay.
get enough to bury yourself.
Right, right. And you can
Yeah.
add if you have some outstanding debts or something, is that you can
Yeah.
add that to it as well?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I
But
like that.
from my understanding, it doesn't build cash value.
Okay.
Does that make
Okay.
sense? So you can't borrow against it when it's time for your child to go to college or when you're buying your first time home or anything like that. With the whole life, you can do that. So if you're paying insurance for the next 20 years and nothing happens to you, they should have so much cash value that you can basically borrow against your own money.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good. So let's talk now. I know we're running out of time here, but I'm excited about this new venture that you're about to
Yes.
embark
My
on.
baby. It's
Yeah,
my
tell us
baby.
about this. Tell our viewers what it is and what is the goal of it.
So the Young CEO program is a program that, God put in my heart many years ago. And, I just had it as a sticky note. I'm like, okay, God, we're going to do this. It was just basically a program where I take some young teenagers who are motivated, have an entrepreneur spirit, and I take them through a process of learning about personal finance all the way through business finance. And throughout the 12-week program, when they graduate, they will graduate as a business owner. They will be a young CEO. We go from teaching about setting goals, how their goals align with their budgeting, taking them from the budgeting and credit aspect to what type of credit they may need, all the way to business, accounting, business law. We go through it all. And their project to graduate the program is a business plan. So when they graduate the program, they'll have a business plan, startup cash, and then they'll be business owners. So I'm super excited about being able to create generational wealth in this manner, and just giving these young people, something to look forward to, something to believe in with themselves. It's something I wish I had as a child. So that's why I picked ages 15 to 18, because my mind was well above having to work for someone at a very early age, and to give these kids these hope that they can, kind of bypass college if they don't feel like they're college students, or if they don't want to take on the debt, and go straight into the working field. It's just an awesome feeling. It's an awesome feeling.
Yeah, I think that is fantastic. I'm going to share your site here so that people can actually see what it's all about. And it is called the Young CEO. Is that it?
Young CEO program. It runs March through May. We're looking to hold a fall session. I want to hold it twice a year, and then summer camps. I'm trying to make this a thing. I'm trying to get into all areas, all communities where these young children, giving them the option and empowering them in a way where it's making positive change. They don't, want to follow suit with, the norm that the teenagers have today. This is the option for them. This is something that, can allow them to have a positive outlet and learn at the same time and be empowered.
So it's limited to 10. Starts in March. Is it closed? Is this session closed? Have you met your
Yes, we
10?
have found our participants, but we are looking into having a summer session, which would be a hybrid session. It would be 6 weeks instead of 12.
Okay.
And which means that they would meet, for double the time throughout the week. Right now we do sessions Tuesdays and Thursdays for 2 hours at a time, but in the summer we'll offer it, probably 2 days a week for 4 hours at a time, however funding allows. But if they didn't make it this session, there's going to be a September to November session that we're going to be looking forward to filling. So there's still opportunities out there for them to join the program coming up.
I see this and my eyes lit up here. $1,000 startup cash upon completion.
Yes.
So they need to complete it.
Yes.
And they will get $1,000 to start up their business. They'll be business
Yeah.
owners,
or
CEOs.
to invest in their business. Yes.
Or to invest in their business.
Yes, so the participants we do have, they are wonderful. We have a landscaper, we have a hairstylist, we have home-based treat businesses. We do have a lady who a photographer. We have a young man who's a photographer. So, we some of these kids we just would be investing in making their businesses legit and profitable for them. So it's super awesome. I'm super excited.
What a blessing. When
Yes.
we were younger, when I was younger, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I didn't have these type of opportunities, right?
No.
So this is great where you are impacting young lives, which I told you will impact a family, which will
Yes.
impact a community, which will impact a country.
Yes.
So I am so excited for you.
Thank you. I'm
Where's
excited.
where's your fund? Have you reached the funding stage in terms of for the programs? Are there funders that's
So we are still
helping you?
reaching out for funders. We you can go through our website. We have a fiduciary right now because not we're not considered nonprofit.
Hmm.
So Rochester Education Foundation is accepting donations on our behalf for the Young CEO program. So if you just contact them and let them know you want to donate, they are taking funding on our behalf. I am the state is kind of slow, so I'm still awaiting my foundation nonprofit paperwork from the state. So soon we'll be able to collect it on our own behalf. But if anybody wants to donate, they can definitely go to Rochester Education Foundation and donate on behalf of the Young CEO program.
That is great. If you are a business, make sure that you help fund this because this will be a blessing to our young people.
Yes.
And my prayer is that you build this not just in Rochester, but this
No,
is something that you expand across the country.
nationwide. I'm trying to be nationwide.
There you go. There you go. Because again, we can impact families, impact communities, and impact the country in a positive way.
Thank
So
you so much.
So thank you for everything that you're doing. I appreciate you being here. I pray that you and your family are blessed because of the many things that you're doing in other families. So just continue doing what you're doing. Okay. If
Thank
we
you so
can
much.
help in any way, um, when the first program is completed and you want to come back and bring a couple of your graduates,
Yes,
you
I would
have
love to bring our students
an
on.
open invitation. Okay.
Yep.
So just message me or call me or send me an email, and you're welcome to come back with your graduates.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. So make sure people go to www.rochestereducation.org for donations, and you can help out there. So looks like it's Retha is saying this is awesome.
Thank
Absolutely,
you.
it is fantastic. So Nakia, thank you again.
Thank you
Have a
so much.
fantastic evening. Much success in everything that you do.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So we've been talking to Nakia Vargas, Vargas Financial, and it is just fantastic in terms of the knowledge that she has and she wants to share. Make sure that you contact her if you have help or need help with your taxes or financial planning, and get on board with this young CEO program that you need to get on board if you are business, and or if you have some extra cash hanging around somewhere. Make sure you contact rochestereducation.org and donate, because we want to make sure 10 graduates, 10 young people, they graduate, and then she can fund another class. So thank you so much for all that you do. Well, I want to thank you all for popping in on this Thursday. If you missed it live, you can catch it on replay. Go to a channel on the Jackman Group LLC on YouTube, and all of our broadcasts are there. While you're there, make sure that you subscribe to our channel. If you want to get a hold of us, if you have an idea, or if you want to be a guest on the 30, send us a message at info@jackmangroupllc.com. That's info@jackmangroupllc.com. Or if you want to be a sponsor, we're looking for sponsors as well. If you want to be a sponsor of the 30, also send us that information, info@jackmangroupllc.com. So that's about it for now. We will see you next week for another fantastic show. I hope this was beneficial to you, and I hope this will bless you and your family. Until then, Be safe and be careful. We're out of here.